Hello again. This time I'm actually analyzing a kill. It's a different kill from like the one I got previously. I thought maybe a kill analysis would be like more extensive and like more informative than just me rambling on like which attacks I chose like during a actual fight where like I have to actually think like about what I'm doing, and it made me like do certain bad decisions. Not saying that like I don't make bad decisions when I'm like not talking, but I usually make less, I guess, bad decisions. Anyway, we're gonna go through the skill. It's also like almost 6 minutes, where I pretty much play a bit more aggressively than like the previous one that I like showed while I was explaining stuff. I do certain mistakes near the end, and I will point them out, but in general, I just wanted to like showcase like an analysis of the fight and like why I did certain things, while like I actually have the ability to think properly about like why I did them, instead of like just saying it on the fly, like I will do this for this attack. But yeah, let's skip the load because my PC is really slow. Right, we go in. And Morgott starts with this combo. For this combo, you just like dodge into this sword. So like, wait, let me make this slightly bigger. You ignore the sword, like you dodge it, and then you strafe towards this side, like Morgott's left, essentially. And as you can see, I just roll into the sword. Like I pause, roll into the sword, and then just walk. While like as soon as like I'm on his side, I just start queuing a charge because like the hammer is gonna whiff. Now I roll. I tried to get a poking R1 without changing the camera. That was a mistake on my end, but it doesn't really matter. Like it's not like I lost anything. Here he was in the neutral, so I attacked once, and then he's going to do like a backup swing, as you can see. I'll just like roll into that towards so like I attack here. I'll just roll towards this side so that I don't have to like deal with Morgott on like near the walls, and like just bait him to essentially the middle of the arena, as you can see over here. I don't know why I'm like not sprinting. I was just like going on a walk for whatever reason. But yeah, he does the regular sword swing, like the delayed swing, so I just roll away on that. It's usually followed up by this hop if like you're still in front of him. So I just walk back in, roll into this sword, and then I'll essentially go to like this side again and queue a charge attack or an R1, like whichever I prefer, and like depending on how fast I queue them, because this weapon is fairly slow, as you know. So I queue a charged, he jumps away. He can do a like backup slash after the charge, so do be careful of that too, if you didn't know. I attack him again because like he hopped and didn't queue anything. That means he's like currently in neutral and still doesn't have anything queued. So I just do a tap on one, and then like he queues his attack and actually starts the animation, which is the cartwheel. And because I don't want to chase him towards the wall, like I said earlier, I just strafe behind him and try to bait a jump or like a spear that will make him jump back into the middle, like this one. So he does the hammer jump. I just do a rolling R1, roll into the dagger, poke, and then watch his hand. See how it's like raised. Now I roll, do a poke, and then he has two follow-ups to like this sword swing hammer, the sword hammer swing. So he can either here do the regular sword like swing, which goes like this essentially, and is followed up by another sword swing, or he can do the hammer overhead, which you obviously know how to deal with. So here he decides to do the regular sword swing into the like holy sword swing. Even like Jesus, why is he so complicated? Even like this sword swing that he just did, this one has also 2 follow-ups. One of them would be like the holy sword that you just saw, and another would be like a horizontal swing. So you have to like react fast to like whichever he does. So he does the holy sword here. I just run into it again, strafe, and I do an R1. Because like I thought I was a bit late, but then like I realized that like I could have gotten a stagger, so I just go for another one, and basically, get my stagger. Like, I usually count like the attacks that I'm doing, so I like keep up or like keep the poison check while fighting him. That guarantees like easier time and like some downtime between combos to like calm the nerves and stuff. And once he like gets up from a stagger, you just do a tap R1 because this weapon is omega slow and a charged attack can get you hit by 2 attacks, which are the dagger swing like that he does from this hand, or the backup slash. Both those you can't really dodge consistently, if even, I don't think they're even possible honestly, if you like do a charge from from recovery. So just do a tap R1. Here he hops back, doesn't do anything, so I do another R1. He does the backup slash. I position him back like in the middle slightly. Does a sword swing, I back off. I jump this one and get a punish. Normally, like, he doesn't necessarily have to do cartwheel, but that's just like one of the follow-ups of this attack. It's either cartwheel or like the uppercut into like diagonal swing. Both of them are like easily avoidable though. So he does cartwheel, I strafe it again to put him back in the middle, and then get like the rolling R1. He does a dagger again, I do a poke, roll into that, poke again. This time he does the hammer, go in, and we get the charged. That's another stagger. Here I do another R1, and honestly I regret it because I didn't expect it to be that slow. But yeah, as you can see, his HP is currently like under 80%. So we get to do a charge attack safely because we know it's gonna like play the Soul Strain next. Here I do a jumping R2 under the glide. And as you can see, this position doesn't really look that comfy. And indeed it's not. Like if he does the hop instead of the like hammer overhead over here, I probably won't get any punish. So preferably what you want to do is like back off more and bait him like slightly away from the swords. Then you go in like on whatever swing he does after he completes the glide. Yeah, I did that, and I honestly don't know why I did it, but I did it. Here I jumped the sword swing. I didn't punish because, like I told you, this swing has 2 follow-ups. It's either this hammer or the hop, and if we like commit to something without knowing with a weapon this slow, we're essentially dead. So I roll in, I strafe around him like normal, I get a CR2. Tap R1 because he's in neutral and he didn't Q anything. Back off twice over here. Now the reason why I back off twice over here is just because like rolling in on this doesn't really do us much, and if he does the hop, we're gonna get hit by his knee. So like I roll back on this, and I see him like queuing the like what do you call it, the horizontal swing over here, so I just roll away again. And sometimes like he'll either continue with this or like do a hop and then hit you. As well, see here again, Like, I roll into that, and I instantly start walking back, just in case he does, like, the side hop instead. Because the knee hitbox is fucking huge, and it's actually egregious when it hits you. So you roll in, strafe, charged. Tap R1 because he's in neutral. He cues the sword and hammer. We roll into that, we get a poke. Roll the sword, strafe, charged. And then you see him like, yeah, cueing the glide. And because this weapon doesn't really like have a dock similar to the Iron Ball, instead of like doing a charged R2 or whatever, or like crouching it, I just do a jumping R2. And that usually like ducks under the swing itself. In this instance I staggered him, so it didn't really matter, but if he does it like after the hammer spin, you always know that like you can do a jumping R2 to duck under it. Now for the phase transition, so you see where I'm positioned, like almost here. This is kind of the radius. Anything like behind that is just for safety, really. Like this is the limit where you want to be standing, and then like you just walk really slowly, like figure out where the geysers are gonna be spawning, because sometimes they spawn late, like this one over here, and they can fuck you over if you like just rush in. But yeah, here I failed to bait the follow-up or like the hammer swing because I'm bad and I attacked way too much behind instead of like to the side, but that's fine, I suppose. Now we wait until like this geyser explodes and then we continue the strafe. This attack has a very long wind up, but if we like walk too much forward and like by accident get hit by the geyser, we're gonna regret it more than like losing maybe an extra R1 with a faster weapon. So yeah, just basic stuff over here, not much to really be said about it. Another tap R1. Save that towards his side and do a charged. Now he does Swords Rain again, so we back off. And I pretty much like have the distance memorized at this point. But yeah, this is the correct approach. You back off, and once the swing is done, you go back in and see what he's gonna do. Here he does the hammer. You see how like a geyser spawned over here? This is very important now. When this geyser spawns, I usually like wait for a bit, like over here, where I basically roll, right? I wait, and like once my character is standing fully, I roll the sword swing over here, and then I just start walking around Morgott until like I'm almost next to this geyser, like almost around here. So yeah, I roll, and then I strafe and do that. Why do I do this? It's because like by the time I'm here and like I'm punishing, the geyser would explode and wouldn't even like touch me. Here I wait about, like when he like does the backup, I wait, because in the instance that he decides to do a hammer spawn over here, it will be like the hammer spin, and it's really bad to go in on that, as you obviously know. So I just wait it out. He does like an easy attack, so I just go back in, I get a charged attack because it's such a long like wind up and like recovery. I punish neutral again. Running R1 over here. I knew this would stagger, that's why I went for it, even though like I didn't have stamina. But if I didn't know it would stagger, I wouldn't have bothered. Here I do a tap R1, and look at his HP. He's currently under 30%, which means he has the Morgott please attack. So we have to be more like careful with like how we approach him. Especially with like a weapon this slow again. Again, he does this, I wait, I roll, I start walking towards like his back, and then I attack. I don't know why I did like 2 R1s instead of a CR2, but I did that for reasons. Here I went like super close trying to bait the like Morgott please attack, but he doesn't do it. So we get the hammer spin here. And by the time like the hammer is over here, I just go in, do a tap R1, or like do a rolling R1 on his tail essentially. And you can see it like queued the Morgott please attack. Now I just get like a free strafe. And once the hammer is on his head, I just roll back in, get a tap R1, another R1. Here's an R1 from neutral. The reason why I do it is because, like, you know, he already used Morgott please, and it's like on a huge, like, 35 seconds or 45 seconds cooldown. So I get to, like, punish like normal until it's back up. Now I get a CR2. And punish R1 this, back off, go in, CR2 again. Now I riposte. Again, we do a tap R1. Back off. Go in, walk back so you don't get kneed in case he jumps. Roll, roll, strafe back, do a CR2. Now he probably has it active, but I still went for this R1 because I'm really dumb. Now, if he actually did queue it, I probably could have like just rolled left and then rolled behind him like this and would have been fine, but for safety, I probably would recommend that you don't do that. And here, this is a very neat trick about Morgott. So you know how he has like 2 horizontal swings, or like one is like a fully horizontal swing, and the other one has like a slight curve to it, something like this. Wow, I can't fucking draw a line. Something like this. So the fully horizontal has 2 follow-ups, which are the wow, amazing fun. The hop into sword, or the hammer. I'm not gonna fucking write it, I hate myself. Okay, and like this swing, it has like 2 regular follow-ups, which are the cartwheel or the like uppercut diagonal that I was talking about. But if I roll to this side of Morgott, instead of rolling here, I can actually bait the sword swing combo. And that's what I do in this like particular run. So you see I back off. I see him like doing this swing. This also like functions the same as like the swing that I just explained with the horizontal. I rolled almost behind his leg and he queued the sword and had it. Which is like such a like quality of life thing that you can do to get rid of like annoying attacks that you don't really get to punish as much as you should. Here I don't have stamina, so I don't punish him during the wind up of Swords Rain. I get close again, try to bait the attack, but he doesn't do it because he's a shithead. Same things, just punish that, do a charged. Here I'm like, I don't know, I guess I was panicking for whatever reason, or like trying to bait the attack, but he decided not to do it. Now here, I go in, but I'm like not really committed to going in, because like I know he's gonna queue the attack now. So I just go in, like to actually be in the range of the attack, and I instantly back off. I do like the jump to gain distance, and I frame this swing in case it actually touches me. Then I go back in, do another one. Here I jump away because you see like the position of the geyser and like the way he's currently facing. I don't want to risk going into this geyser while like strafing around him, so I decided to essentially cancel the combo by jumping really away. And getting him back to neutral. I jump away. and then I go back in. Now, I could have, like, just waited a bit more and he would have gone to neutral, but since I went back in, he continued the combo anyway. And, yeah. That was 20 fucking minutes. Holy shit. But yeah, that was about it. Hopefully it was useful. I don't know. Alright, see ya.